Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Artie Fried, alongside me, my co-host, Harry Glanz, Alex Nafusi from Capital. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, Harv? How you
Harvey
doing today?
harasses me all the time.
I'm going to harass a lot of
And
people.
my feelings are very hurt, man.
You guys got to be careful. You can't say these words in this day and age on the radio.
I don't want to come to work anymore. You just harass me.
Harry, I
so
like what
much.
you said, actually. You said you could not grow up in today's society. You were...
I can't even talk about it.
Don't talk about it. We'll talk about mortgages and real estate.
I'm just a mortgage guy.
That was it. I mean, just a couple mortgage guys
Just a
hanging
mortgage
out.
guy.
Bottom line is, just make tackles. I don't care. Just win me games. I don't care about anything else.
Win games, make tackles, do business. What do we
Right.
got to tell everybody what we're doing all the time for?
Bro, just write loans. Don't worry
When will
about
all
it.
the ignorant people just go away, right? Someday soon. It's February already 15, 2014. To me, it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining.
10
The roads-
degrees out today, my man. It's a
great.
heat wave.
And the sun is shining and the roads are dry, so it's not
Love
too
it.
bad. Take it easy out there. 9:02 if you're just getting rolling this morning.
Pitchers
we
and
welcome all your
catchers
calls.
reported yesterday. Spring's not too far off. I'm
I'm
telling
not
you
a
guys.
baseball fan, but is it
the
always
best.
is it always on Valentine's Day?
What do you mean? Is it always on? No, it's not always on Valentine's Day.
Because
Just
I would feel bad if I leave my, I mean, if I was making $9 million a year, I guess
You'd be
I could
okay.
probably be
I know.
okay with it. But
I know Jeter feels bad too, right?
Jeter.
Not
Right,
such a
it feels
bad
bad.
deal. Hey, we answer all your questions on mortgages, real estate, and a whole lot more. 248-539-9797.
Jeter's forgotten more about women than I will ever know in my entire life.
In 19 years of hanging out in New York, he's learned quite a bit.
I would imagine so.
I don't know. All three of us, we have the Valentine hangover. I don't know. Maybe we're the luckiest men in the world. It was obviously a great day yesterday, and we want to pass a little happy Valentine's to the people that I didn't say it to, probably my mom and your moms and whoever else is out there listening, of course.
I do, absolutely. And, it's funny. I was kind of thinking how to tie this, tie into this, into the show. Is, my wife works at Children's Hospital downtown. She works with the little kids that have autism that are born with HIV and AIDS, and I took her flowers down at Children's Hospital. And you want to talk about putting things in perspective. And,
There you
people
go.
call, and they bitch about, but my loan took too long. You need another pay stub. Let me tell you something. Walk through Children's Hospital, and it will give you an entire new perspective on life and what's important and what's not
Yeah,
important.
no doubt. Well said.
And on the way back, I decided to go through, take Woodward back up, back to Royal Oak. And, I drove, I had to go down some of the side streets in Detroit. Let me tell you something, man. Detroit kicks ass. I'm telling you right now. I mean, people, every time we go on vacation, you get the, you're from Detroit. Oh, do you live near Hardcore Pawn? Which, I mean, I'm not knocking that show. I think they do great.
It's a great show.
It is a great show, but that's not.
Love that
That's
show.
not Detroit, man. Do you live near 8 Mile from Eminem?
Listen.
Detroit absolutely kicks ass.
If you're not from here,
like
you don't
that.
really you don't really understand it. We've lived here our whole lives. We love it here. It's a hardworking town, and people are genuine people, and they're really nice. I mean, people, give you the shirt off their back. They would do anything for you.
dude.
So
I mean, I'm telling you,
I'm glad you went down to Children's Hospital. I'm glad you took Stacey Flowers. It is a reality
and
check.
an orchid.
And
nice.
It is a perspective, but bottom line is that you're always going to get people that are going to be either happy or unhappy, and they have to decide what's a priority to them.
Well,
That's
the
pretty
love
deep,
was
isn't
felt.
it?
The love was definitely felt on Wall Street yesterday as the Dow jumped 130 point. Gold prices were the highest for the year so far.
Correct.
Rates, okay, here we go. Mortgage rates, they've been bumped up a little bit over the last 2 weeks. Yesterday was a decent day, still in that range of 4.5 to 4 3/4. Of course, nowadays it's not the rate; it's what it costs to get that specific rate. That's right, folks. Your credit score determines a lot of times what the fees are going to be. So there's a lot to learn about mortgages, the style of the mortgage you're going to get, the loan to value. Are you going to be using gift money? So many different things involved in purchasing a house. We hopefully can answer all those questions for you. 248-539-9797, or you can call Capital all day long. Billy's in the office. Billy gave me some articles. That's Billy Slobin at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Folks, if you're out there, again, the weather broke a little bit. You might consider getting out there, calling your real estate agent. A lot of you families might be viewing 4 to 6 homes today. Get that approval letter in your hand. You've got to act quickly, and you got to have your ducks in a row.
We talked about that last week, and one of the priorities that the realtor that was on with us last week, we talked about what he does and the menu of things that he gives his people so they can be prepared. What should be number one on anybody's list before you go out looking for houses is getting pre-approved for an amount so you know how much you can afford. That, to me, is the number one thing. So we rearranged his marketing material for him. We gave that to him, and number one on anybody's list is, how much can I afford?
Right. And, of course, purchasing a home, there's a lot of do's and don'ts. We're going to go over all those, too, also this morning.
I always say, well, how much can you afford? I mean, it's not up to me how much you can afford. I mean, you should know how much you can afford. What do you want your payment to be? I mean, there's some people that they go out to eat 3-4 nights a week. Other people, they never go out to eat. I mean, it's a quality of life question.
Well, and we said it before, the whole growing into the mortgage thing is so
That's just
antiquated.
stupid.
It is really
dumb.
stupid.
That's them giving you the hard sell. Is
That's
what
right.
they're doing.
You can grow into a mortgage. I don't know. When you're a kid, you can grow into a pair of pants, but you can't grow into a mortgage.
I grow into pants now.
You can complete the process over the phone for an approval letter, but I'll tell you, your first-time home buyers and even the families that have done this before, because so many families, when I talk to them on the telephone, and I bought a house back in 2000 or in the 90s, and they might have even lost the house. They did a lot of wrong things, and it's not a bad idea this time around to learn some of the different things that are involved in getting a mortgage. Of course, there's been a lot of changes in the mortgage insurance. There's different programs out there. There's zero-down programs out there for a lot of families that aren't working with a lot of money, whether it be a VA zero-down transaction or, of course, the rural development loans that are becoming extremely popular. In fact, if you're out there looking in any of the counties that you're listening, if you're listening to the show right now, definitely call Capital Mortgage or call us here on the show. We'll show you how you can purchase a house. Yeah, there's income limits and some other guidelines you have to follow, but so many families qualify for zero-down transactions nowadays, and it just beats renting. There's no doubt with the rents going up here in Southeast Michigan and across the country. What a great opportunity to become a homeowner. We're gearing up. I mean, we're only, Harry, we're, I don't know, a month away from really families getting out there more and more as we speak to the realtors out there that the listings are starting to pick up. The appointments are there, and you're going to see more and more homes on the market. Of course, in regards to mortgage interest rates, a little conservative yesterday with going into the 3-day weekend. We've got President's Day on Monday. So, of course, you'll be looking to probably lock in interest rates. If you're just starting and you're going to close in the next 30 days or so, definitely consider locking in Tuesday, Wednesday, early of this coming week.
Yeah, rates are still very good. And, Harvey, I do have faith in this generation, unlike the generation, maybe our generation or Alex's generation. Goes something like this. More people are saving money. More people are being more conservative. There's less credit card debt, believe it or not. And there are more people that, they're saving their 401k. 401k balances are up over the last couple of years, and people are saving because maybe, just maybe, they've learned lessons from the generations past. You got to save for yourself. You got to save money for your future, and don't throw everything on plastic. Don't throw everything on your credit card and go out there. So when you talk about buying a house, it is a lifestyle thing. You're buying the house for you and your family to live there for many, many years. The flips aren't happening anymore. The foreclosure rate's gone down. The REOs on banks, they've gone way down. I mean, it's back. I mean, our area, we're talking about our area, Metropolitan Detroit, is back, and it's surging.
It's
and
really
this spring, this spring is going to be another good home buying year. So if you're sitting on the sidelines where cash is king and you've saved some money, put a nice down payment on and put your head on your pillow and know that you can make that payment every night.
248-539-9797. We take all your calls here live on this beautiful Saturday morning. Not bad out there, as Harry mentioned, 8 degrees, maybe a high of 17 and 19 today. But the sun is shining, the roads are dry. And it's a great segue here because there's no doubt mortgage delinquencies below 4% for the first time in 6 years. Mortgage applicants are getting sharper. Obviously, they've made a lot of mistakes in the past, and they've learned from those mistakes. So we live in a more conservative mortgage world where that's right, you qualify for that mortgage.
Well, it is kind of forced, though, right? I mean, back in the day, anybody can get a mortgage. If you had a pulse, maybe you can get a mortgage. But now, the rules are tougher. There are things that you have to have, documentation processes right now. Yeah, we're going to ask you for every single document and prove where those funds come from.
Here's where I'm going with this, man. I talked about, driving through Detroit the other day, and Harry, you just said that, that it's back and everything's rock and roll, and, it's picking back up. Foreclosures are at an all-time low. And, of course, the other day I get this spam email, which I printed off. Alternative financing available at blah, blah, blah mortgage company. Hard money and non-prime loans. If you have the following: sub 500 FICO score, okay. Mortgage rates, okay. Bankruptcy, short sale, foreclosures, okay. I mean,
you guys got to run.
I don't want that neighbor. I don't want him to be my neighbor.
Let me tell you something, dude. You got a sub 500 credit score, you don't get a mortgage. You don't get to borrow money. You don't have to, I'm not saying you deserve to have a home. You don't get you don't get to borrow money, dude. That's it. And Harry, you said it's coming back. It's coming back because I almost swore. It's coming back because this crap is gone. This stuff is gone. And here it is. People can't learn from their own mistakes.
We've been having conversations. There are conversations because there are some banks that are going to make those same mistakes again. They're loosening their credit score requirements. They're ratcheting down it by maybe 20 points here and there. And you know what? Honestly, those just aren't loans that you really want to do. That's not great lending. Okay, it's just not great lending. I'm reading a book right now. It's about the WAMU collapse, Washington Mutual collapse, and the things that they did. And we did business with WAMU. I knew a lot of the players in the book, and
sure.
had dinner with them, sold them loans. It was a fun time. But the bottom line is they did a lot of bad lending, okay? The pay option negative amortization arm was never a product to go mainstream. It was a financial tool for people who really understand it. So I never want to see those things come back. It's not, it's just not smart lending. Why would I ever lend somebody $1.25 on something that's worth $1? It doesn't make sense.
I'm going to go to this article after the break. Harry, it's gonna knock your socks off.
All right, we're getting fired up here. 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services and MLS number 3038 Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
Yow!
Honey, are you okay?
Yeah, it's just my knee pain. Yeah.
When are you going to get something done about
Look,
that?
I am too young to be having a complete knee replacement.
Yeah, well, you're too old to be screaming like a 4-year-old.
Finally, there's an answer for those under 60 with knee pain. From the advanced orthopedic team at the DMC. Not knee replacement, but Makoplasty partial knee resurfacing. Now at DMC Surgery Hospital in Madison Heights and DMC Huron Valley Sinai Hospital. Minimally invasive for reduced pain, shorter hospitalization, and quicker recovery. Get your life back. Makoplasty minimally invasive knee resurfacing at DMC Surgery Hospital, Madison Heights, and DMC Huron Valley Sinai and Commerce Township.
If I could just make it to the phone.
Oh, boy.
Get your life back. Learn about all your options at one of DMC's free joint pain classes. Call 888-DMC-2500. Always there.
No one markets your home more aggressively than me and my team. We spend more money on marketing your home in a single month than most agents spend all year, and that gets results. This is Realtor Jeff Glover. Want to see your home listed on the first page of Google, Zillow, Yahoo, or see your home for sale on a billboard? Those are just a few of the things we can do for you. But don't just take it from me.
Hi, this is Don Erickson. Jeff Glover got my house in Novi sold within 3 weeks of it going on the market. We had over 50 showings and closed at our asking price. Everything happened exactly how he said it would. I'd recommend Jeff to anyone looking to sell their house in today's market.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. Call Jeff Glover today at 855-JEFF-SELLS. Whether your home is in Novi, Shelby Township, Brighton, Birmingham, Clarkston, or Ann Arbor, Jeff Glover will get it sold. Call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at 855jeffsells.com. Realtor Jeff Glover. A household name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
Hi, I'm Jason Silver with Silver's Jewelry and Loan. Need cash but not ready to give up your gold? Smart thinking. Don't sell it. At Silver's Jewelry and Loan, you can borrow against your gold and diamond jewelry with our 3-month renewable loans. Whatever your needs are, we have the cash available right now. At Silver's Jewelry and Loan, get the respect and fair deal you deserve. To see what we're paying for gold today, click on silversjewelryandloan.com. Then come on in and see me, Jason Silver. It's quick, it's cash, it's confidential.
The station where you call the shots. Most of the time.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. We broadcast till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Hey, you can also shoot us an email, mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. And, of course, we take your calls here live in the studio at 248-539-9797. A lot of sports here all day long. Of course, behind us, over our shoulder, we're sort of taking a little look here at the hockey game, 1-1. As USA got it off at 7:30 this morning versus Russia. Sort of exciting. You are over my shoulder here. Hey, we're going to take all your calls here. Let's start things off this morning. Out in Howell, we got Calvin. Good morning, Calvin. Welcome to the show.
Calvin, what's up?
How's it going today, guys?
Good,
Hey, Calvin, how you doing, bud?
Good. I'm actually calling. I listen to you guys every morning on Saturday, and I hear you guys talking. I know I don't have the ability to qualify for a mortgage. I've screwed myself as a kid, and I just never built my way back up. You guys always set somebody up with somebody to help them pay down their debt, tell them what to pay, what not to pay, stuff like that, stuff that's going to help their score the best. My wife and I, we've been watching houses left and right. We've been ideally looking for land contracts, but that's a down payment that we just can't ever be able to come up with. And we want to get in, and, I'd like to know, the whole mortgage process is completely new to me. We've been
let me ask you a couple
renting
questions.
forever. I'm
Let
sorry?
me ask you a couple questions, partner. Well, you said you screwed yourself when you were a kid. How?
Just, getting bills, cell phones, credit cards, stuff like that, and I let them go and wasn't the best of worker, I guess to say, so bills didn't get paid.
Fair enough, man. No worries. So here's the scoop, dude. Let me call after the show. I'll run your credit. I can run it through. We have some great software I can run your credit report through, and it tells us what you have to pay off or pay down and the impact it'll have on your credit scores. So, for example, for the sake of this conversation, let's just say you have a 580 credit score, and we got to get you to 640. It'll tell us what you need to pay down or pay off and the impact it'll have to get you to that 640. So, it's a working process. I mean, it's February right now. I mean, let's put a time frame on it to say, let's get you in a house by like June or July. Let's work together and make it happen, dude.
That's exactly what I wanted. 6 months was basically what my wife and I want to be looking at.
You got it, man. Let me call after the show and take care of it, partner.
Sounds good. Thanks much, Calvin.
Thanks for the call, Calvin, again. And we mentioned earlier that there's a lot of zero-down transactions that people don't know. The rural development loans, there's funds there that are available. And he was calling in from Howell. Right out in that area.
Is that?
It is.
Right out in Howell. Oh, yeah.
You do an RD loan in Howell.
Livingston County, just about the whole county is. And just anyone listening to the show right now, again, if you're renting that situation, we probably could get you set up for home ownership. It might take 5 months. It might take a year. But many times more than less of the times, no doubt we can get your credit scores up. You can save a little bit of money and put a plan together that's going to work for you.
Yeah, but that's a great call, Harvey and Alex, because here's a guy who's, he thinks he's in trouble. He might not be in as bad a shape as he thinks he is.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, right? So we've seen that all the time. We might be able to do something for him to put him on a path where in 5, 6, 7, 8 months that he can go ahead and repair that. When I say repair, that's a bad word in our industry. But, go ahead and take care of things and make sure his credit score gets up and put him into a house.
Like a cell phone or a credit card, it's not going to kill you, man. I mean, it's not devastating to getting a house. Foreclosures, bankruptcies, that could be a 3-year waiting period.
That could hold you off. 248-539-9797. We got so much to cover here. Let's try William out there in Mount Clemens. Good morning, William. You're live on the ticket.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, dude?
Hey.
Yeah, I was calling about the HARP. A couple guys that called me about the HARP. They said I qualified for the HARP. I'm making enough income. My credit score was good, but they said I have no equity in my house. So I'm on an adjustable arm. Is there any way I can do to try to get that fixed, or I'm just be kind of like stuck in limbo there?
Well, the entire point of the HARP loan is that you don't have to have any equity. So if somebody's calling you, first of all, anybody that calls me on the phone that I don't know, I'm not doing business with. I don't care. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but I mean, I don't care what the charity is. I'm not doing business with them.
Yeah, it's got to be a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan, first of all, and second of all, you got to see if Fannie or Freddie owns the loan, and it doesn't have to have equity, like Alex said.
Hey, William, what's the balance on your mortgage?
It should be like about 106. I pay like 135 for it. I've been there 9 years.
Yeah,
I've never been late. They said my credit score was a 704, but they said there's no equity, and they keep changing my loan like every 2 years. And they sell my mortgage off to somebody else.
This is somebody
and they told me there was really nothing they can do for me.
And this is somebody that called you on the phone?
Yeah, it's Quicken Loans. I guess the guy calls me like every year to see if I want to do any changes in my mortgage, or is anything he can do to help me with the rates or get something fixed like that. So
has he helped you so far?
Every time I always hear that you can't help me out. There's no equity in my house. That's all I keep hearing. There's no equity.
William, because I love my job, let me call you after the show. And I was gonna say it'll be a lot of headache for me, dude. I love the call. Let me call after the show and see what I can figure out for you. Okay.
Thanks for the call.
All right, I appreciate that.
248-539-9797.
I like going to work every day.
I can see the email now at hglands@lowrateonline.com.
I didn't say anything bad. I just said, has he helped you? And he said no.
How can we hit the dump button on that?
We might have.
Thanks, Gunny.
Land contracts. People mention it all the time. I mean, these are used to buy time. Future homeowners, right? A lot of times right now we've had families that have run into a lot of situation with the housing bust. Many great people, typically, who couldn't weather the storm. They might have gone through a divorce, job loss, lack of seeing any positivity in what their situation was. They
Still laughing.
Nice. They owe 200.
Dear Mr. Glantz.
Right. Getting back to land contracts, though, again, you have to know what you're doing here. You know, I've gone over this scenario quite a few times lately. Got a lot of friends out there, a lot of past clients. They have rental houses out there, and they're getting families to come to them saying, hey, look, I want to buy this house. And yes, many of these people can get a mortgage a year from now, 2 years from now, and they want to start, instead of just renting the home, they want to enter into a land contract. They want to have that pride of ownership here. They want to fix up the house and make it their home. And it's a great time now, again, before the values continuously trickle up and make those homes unaffordable for that same family. Maybe now they could get into a land contract and make a good deal with the seller. However, you can't be clueless. You can't be naive. You've got to really have a whole plan here, because if you enter into a land contract, you must be able to get a mortgage at the end of that term. And if not, you could be forfeiting a lot of money. So be sure to call Capital Mortgage, whether you're a seller or a buyer on your property. We want to set you up with the right people. Many families, Alex, you saw this too recently. Many of the sellers out there, they'll enter into a land contract, but then they want to dump the house. They're tied up in a land contract. The other people can't get a mortgage. They've already recorded the deed, and there's a lot of bad things that can happen when you start doing that. Now you got to foreclose on someone.
From a buyer's standpoint, I think a land contract's great. From a seller's standpoint, the land contract holder, I personally think it's a terrible idea, because it makes you the bank. And a land contract, it literally means that's a legally binding contract. It's not a rent to own where you give them 30 days and kick them out. You sell someone a house on a land contract, that is a full foreclosure process. You're talking 6-month redemption
Squat there
period.
for a year and turn you broke.
I mean, you better have a ton of money, and it better be to your best friend or your brother. I mean, someone that you love to death, man, because you are the bank.
It's a whole different creature out there. And again, and if you're the buyer, and Alex, that's a great point on the seller. If you're a buyer, a lot of times you're on that land contract, but you find out you're not mortgageable. So now you want to bring someone else in. You want to bring mom, dad, a boyfriend, someone into the transaction. Hey, they might not qualify. Not only that, they're not on the original land contract. That seller can keep your big deposit you gave them, and you're out of there again. So you got to be really careful and get an attorney involved. We had the real estate attorney, your buddy Troy, was in last week. Alex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outstanding. I called him. In fact, we had a quick referral for him. Hey, I had a client I called, just wanted an attorney to review some documents. That's key. Get the right people and the professionals involved. 248-539-9797. We are going to go to Carl out there in Detroit. Good morning, Carl. You're live on the ticket.
Good morning.
What's up,
Carl?
I appreciate this show. I just want to let you guys know I really do. I listen to it every so often.
Thank
and
you,
I
sir.
guess I'm just now finally getting in the position where I think I might be ready to purchase my first home.
All right, cool.
I was blessed with a home from my parents and my family. We've kind of outgrown it, you know. So I'm looking to looking to purchase a home, but I'm really not sure what my options are. I've been hearing a lot about the FHA loan. Don't really know the pros and cons about it. My score isn't that bad, but it isn't that good either.
What's your score?
And I've been working with a law firm to get it better, get it raised. So
what's your
just
score?
kind of wondering what my options are.
Carl, what's your credit score?
It's 598.
So you're not that far off. Why is it? Is there anything on there that's major, like a foreclosure, short sale, repossessions, anything like that, or is just credit cards and stuff?
No, sir.
All right, man. So here's the scoop. Today, FHA is a great product. It's 3.5% down. You can do it with a little dinged up credit. It's kind of like the first call we took. Let me run your credit after the show, and I can work with you. And we got to get you to a 640. That's where you're mortgageable, and it's 640. But if we can't do something right now, we'll do something in 3 or 4 months. I mean, we'll get you on the right track. And a lot of times it's a stepping process. Just because I can't do something right now for you doesn't mean you're not going to be a client in July.
Okay.
Carl, you're doing some good things now. I'm glad you're working to get that fixed up. We'll follow up with you, too. A lot of times getting that new mortgage credit report in your hand. Again, a mortgage credit report, Carl, if you didn't know, 3 of the institutions are reporting there. It's the real McCoy. So pretty much we want to get that in your hands and make sure that there is nothing out there that's going to stop you from moving forward. And again, Alex, thanks for the call, Carl.
Carl, thanks for calling, man.
A lot of times, Alex, as you mentioned, right, you might not be able to do something now. Maybe you need to get a credit card now, a secured credit card, make 12 timely payments, and now your credit score starts moving up. So there's a lot of things you can do to fix your credit up.
You got to get a couple credit cards in there. You have to show revolving debt. You have to show a history that you can. Everybody says, well, I don't have any debt. That's a good thing. Well, it doesn't show a pattern of repayment that you can handle a payment and pay it back. So if what you have to do is if you get a gas card, department store card, maybe a MasterCard, you go ahead, you charge $20 on it, you make the payment, you kind of roll, you do that every month. You're not getting yourself in debt, but you're establishing a credit history. That way, you're going to be able in a good position to buy a house.
Don't do anything to the
gas card for
extremes.
a gas card for $20. So you're getting 5 gallons.
That's okay.
Is that right?
A gas card. You know what?
But I agree. I mean, Harry.
Even it's not 19.9 at the corner of 11 Mile and Greenfield anymore?
No, I
at
wish.
the total station?
You know, Harry,
No?
it's like the thing. It's just, I'd like to see 3 lines of credit with at least 12 months history. That'd be perfect for me.
All right, when we come back, we're going to show you how to get your credit score up, different ways to purchase a house, whole lot more. 248-539-9797.
Alarm, 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 snooze. Alarm, wake up, shower, coffee, go to office, sit in cubicle, sit in staff meeting, return to cubicle, shuffle papers, lunch, talk about the weekend, return to cubicle, talk about numbers, make spreadsheets, leave cubicle, drive home, repeat until 65.
You will spend 11,000 days at work in your lifetime. Make the most of them. Go to Walsh College, the area's only all-business college. With a strong reputation and affordable, challenging programs, Walsh offers you opportunities to succeed in today's economy.
Go to Walsh College, learn, grow, get Walsh Business degree. Return to office, present big ideas, get high five from CEO. Return to cubicle, pack up things, put stuff in boxes, move to corner office.
Visit walshcollege.edu. Walsh College. Live, breathe, business.
Move up in the world with a degree from Walsh College, one of the Midwest's most respected all-business colleges. Spring registration starts February 17th. More at walshcollege.edu.
You thought Boost Mobile had low prices before, but now they're dropping lower than ever for anyone switching to a Boost 4G LTE device by March 31st.
Are the prices this low?
Nah, lower. $35 a month low.
How about this?
Now, try $35 a month for 6 months low.
Wow, that's low.
You're right, it's low. That's how Boost Mobile does it. They go $35 a month for 6 months low, all with unlimited talk, text, and data.
Oh, baby, for only $35 a month? I'm down with that.
Available at Boost Mobile, Best Buy, and Radio Shack. Boost Mobile. Be heard.
No, like this. Boost Mobile. Be heard.
Offer available 2614 to 33114 at boostmobile.com and select retailers only. Limited to new accounts and purchase a 4G LTE device. Rates increase after introductory rate. Coverage not available everywhere. Includes 2.5 gigabytes per month for high-speed data. See boostmobile.com/35 plan or participating dealer for details.
Check this out. Ever since we went to Payway, whenever I say fresh, that happens.
Weird.
It's probably because they've got a fresh new menu.
Uh-huh.
They've added a lighter small entree and other fresh new options.
Yeah.
And new Thai lime and chili, available walked fresh or as a fresh salad.
I think I get it.
Everything is fresh, fresh, fresh.
Are you going to stop that anytime soon?
With you, starting at just over $6. Come see and taste Payway Refreshed.
The Detroit Boat Show is back and bigger, expanding to fill even more of Cobo Center with more boats, more brands, more fun. Fishing boats, cruisers, pontoons, ski boats, personal watercraft and accessories. More than 20 brand new model introductions. See a real live mermaid, the Stingray exhibit, and the new bat boat. Now through Sunday the 23rd at Cobo Center. Sponsored in part by Allstate Boat Insurance and Huron Clinton Metro Parks. Discount tickets and details at DetroitBoatShow.net.
It's time to buy that boat.
So glad we left that stupid party.
No joke.
Hey, baby, are you an overdue library book? Because you got fine written all over you.
Oh, barf. What about that girl with the hoop earrings?
Ridiculous. When she was dancing...
Megan, look out. Look out.
Oh, my God. Becky. Becky, are you okay? My arm. I think it's broken. Can you bend it? It's already bent in the wrong direction. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry. I only had a few drinks. I was just buzzed.
Really? Just buzzed?
Yeah, I swear.
Well, in that case, my arm is fine. Ah, that's better.
You're really okay? You're serious, Becky?
No, genius. I'm not serious.
Ow! My arm. It hurts.
Buzzed driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
In Charlie's world, women only know one word.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, God, yes.
Charlie's World on 2.5 Men.
Watch weeknights at 6:30 on CW50.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The
The Ticket.
This update brought to you by Meyer. The U.S. men's hockey team back in Olympic action this morning in Sochi, locked in a tight one with Russia. U.S. and Russia were tied at 1. U.S. just scored to go up 2-1 in the third period. Pavel Datsyuk scored for the Russians. Cam Fowler tied it up for the Americans. You can hear live coverage underway on CBS Sports Radio 1270. Pistons center Andre Drummond, MVP of the Rising Stars Challenge in New Orleans last night. Drummond with 30 points and a game record 25 rebounds for the sophomores. Knicks rookie Tim Hardaway Jr. finished with 34. NBA All-Star Weekend continues tonight with a skills challenge and the dunk contest. NFL investigator Ted Wells finds Jonathan Martin was subjected to a pattern of harassment at the hands of teammate Richie Incognito and 2 others. Following that 144-page report, Martin's lawyer saying his client feels vindicated by the findings. College basketball, Oakland holds off UAD for an 83-82 win in the Horizon League. Travis Bader with 8 threes as he finishes with 30. Juwan Howard Jr. 33 to lead the Titans. Other college hoops, number 2 Arizona upset at unranked Arizona State, 69-66 the final there in double overtime. I'm Kyle Bogey. More at 10 or at 971theticket.com.
Your home for the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings. 97.1 The Ticket.
The show we broadcast till 10 o'clock. You've got to tune to the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We're open all weekend long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's simple.
Hey,
Calls.
that update guy's good.
He's good. Kyle?
He's good, that guy.
Sounds great. And more importantly, just gave us that great news over my shoulder. 2-1. U.S. has the lead. And if you got it taped, of course, sorry to give you that great news. 9:33 this morning. They got about 10 minutes to kill off here. And this is going to make me feel good. I think a lot of folks are going to
Big hit. Look at that. Ooh.
Nice. USA just has the lead here.
I can't stand Ovechkin. Oh.
We're taking your calls, 248-539-9797. Wanted to mention we're open all day at Capital. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Always for you people that don't want to come on the air. Mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. I sound pretty elegant when I say that. Hey, Mo, first-time homeowner, calling in from Detroit. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
What's up,
Mo?
man? How you doing?
I'm trying to purchase my first home. I'm tired of renting. I don't have no foreclosures on my credit report. I never had a credit card, but my score ain't that good either.
What's your score?
It's 573.
That's not good at all. Why is it so low, man? What's up?
It's medical bills from when I was younger on my credit report.
You know, Mo, it's one of those things where I want to run your credit and see what we can do. I think one of the first things we'll have to do is settle those collections, and we have to establish a history of repayment. For anything. If you want to borrow money, we have to prove that that you can pay it back. I'm happy to work with you. It's like I told the other dude that called. It's if we can't do something right now, but we'll do something in 3 or 4 months.
And that's the key, Mo.
Cool.
Yeah. It's not a right now thing. It's getting you in a position so later on that you can be successful, and I think that we do that pretty well.
Mo, thanks for the call. We're actually pointing out to so many people considering purchasing a house. What do they got to do? What do I got to do to get my credit up? You got to get lines of credit. That's a good start.
I really want to stress the fact that I have so many clients that we worked with for 6 months fixing their credit and establishing a payment history with them. Listen, man, we're not a conglomerate company. We're a local company. Our corporate office is in Troy. Our office is in Southfield, where we're out of. Listen, dude, I'll work with you for 6 months. I've got clients that I started working with in 2010, that are getting houses. Now, I had a client that closed yesterday that, actually someone that called the show. They were in a trailer and they had bad credit. And I think I worked with them for maybe 18 months, and they just closed the other day.
Well, the popular question still becomes, who can get a mortgage and when? Again, so many families had bankruptcies and foreclosures. They want to know when they can get back into the game. We have those answers for you. Everyone's situation is a little different.
That's always the question. The question is not if. The question is when. If you do the right things that it takes, it will be a when, not an if.
248-539-9797. We're still finding out. That's right, folks. Nearly half of the people that are eligible to refinance their homes haven't even taken advantage of it. Despite the fact that mortgage interest rates are at historical lows for the past 3 years, actually for the last 4 or 5 years, just many families out there not taking advantage of it. And again, refinancing your loan has so many different things that could happen for you. You can do a debt consolidation and refinance. Consolidating debt, adding your first and second mortgage together. We see a lot of that going on now. Also, moving from an FHA mortgage to a conventional mortgage, and sometimes moving that mortgage insurance, getting rid of it. They've come out with a lot of great programs recently that we offer that can save you a ton of money, and that's the key. Do you want to save money? Be sure to call. We've got lots of different programs for everyone's different situations. Let me try Jake out there in Waterford. You got a question about the same thing, mortgage insurance.
Jake, what's up, man?
Hey, is it me?
Yeah,
hey,
it's you, buddy.
Jake.
Go ahead, dude.
All right. Yeah, I have PMI insurance. I heard you just talk about it, actually, and I'm wondering, how do I get rid of that, and when can I get rid of that?
When did you buy your house?
Boy, it's been almost a year now.
Okay, and would you go FHA?
Yes.
So what was the purchase price of the house?
It was $106,000.
And said you're calling from Waterford, right? Is that where the house is?
Yep.
How much is it worth now?
Well, I know when we bought it, our realtor told us it was worth at least $125.
Oh, that's
Of course they did.
What did your appraisal say? What did the appraisal say? Do you remember?
Well, of course, the appraisal came in right at 106.
Ah, it's magic. It's magic.
Jake, Jake, let me ask you a question, partner. You have good credit and everything? You went FHA because it was limited funds to close, correct?
Right, yeah,
Okay.
my first home.
Yep, puts on 3.5%.
Here's the scoop, dude. I think that, we can do a 95% refinance, a 95% loan to value refinance and drop that PMI for you. I mean, as long as your credit's good, I mean, we've got 5% down, no PMI programs. And that's what, unless somebody has dinged up credit, that's what I put the majority of my first-time buyers on, is that 5% down, no PMI program. Let me give you a holler after the show and run some numbers for you. And see what I can figure out.
Okay.
It's a great call, Jake. Again, good buy on that house if you just bought it last year. Hopefully you do have some built-in equity. Thanks for the call. 248-539-9797. That's the key, Alex. Folks bought a house last year, 2, 3, 4 years ago. They now may have some built-in equity. Is that the... Is that
Russia.
I almost my second swear.
Put your hands down over there.
2-2.
Only because it's a sports station when we report that it's 2-2, and I'm not happy about it. 248-539-9797. Our full attention, of course, is on the mortgage show this morning. We want to hear from you if you're interested.
Because it was Datsun.
So
It was Datsun.
What? He's got two now. All right, let's try Sue out there. Hey, good morning, Sue, calling in from Detroit. You had a foreclosure or something back in 07. What's going on now?
Well, I have every bit of dinged up credit you could have. In 2005, I filed bankruptcy, lost my job, so the bankruptcy wasn't completed. And then in 2007, my house was foreclosed on. So I've been renting since 2007 and have done nothing credit-wise.
That's not good.
Until...
So for 8 years, didn't do anything?
I didn't want any more dinged up, any more bills. I wanted to pay off what I had. So, like November, I got a small credit card. Just like you guys said.
Right.
$50, pay it off. $100, pay it off.
Right.
My credit is 611, and now I don't know where to go.
Right.
I mean, it's a complicated call. I mean, you just got the credit card in November, so you're really talking 3 months of payment history. It's like I told some of the other guys that called earlier. I got to run your credit, Sue, and see really where you're at. I mean, I want to establish a payment history for you. And, I wish you would have called me 3 years ago, or 4 years ago.
Well, and Sue, there's a difference between a consumer credit report and a tri-merged mortgage banking credit report from 3 credit repositories. Okay, so it's not the credit that you hear. I have 611 credit. We don't know. You could have higher, you could have lower. So we pull a tri-merged credit report. That's the technical term of it, and it really gives us a better handle on what you've got going.
So what I dig is you want to get back into the housing market, and you're sick of renting because you've been throwing the money out the window. Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely.
All right, so that's the key.
We went from $900 a month down to $700 a month, so that we could save.
Mm-hmm.
Asked about a land contract with the house we're currently in. They're not answering. That just tells me they're not interested.
They don't want it. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm okay with that. I just want a small house. I'm 50. I want to retire and not have a house payment.
All right,
well, we'll check it out for you.
We can figure it out for you. So let me call after the show and figure something out for you.
Definitely.
Okay.
Get a lot.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks for the call, Sue. 248-539-9797. You know, Alex, when I run the numbers on $120,000 purchases, and I've been doing in that ballpark for starter homes, we see them across Southeast Michigan, all over the place. 80,000 to 120,000. Yeah, buying a house is probably less than what you could rent for. And again, when you have a family and you need 3 bedrooms and maybe 1.5 bathrooms, yeah, you could buy a lot of house for the money. And they're giving $1,200 a month rent. You own it for about $900. Of course, prices change depending upon location, what areas you're looking for, the amenities in the house. But yeah, there's no doubt. If you ask 9 out of 10 or 90 of the 100 people you'd ask, they definitely would say home ownership's the way to go. All right, we'll show you different ways to get into the house right when we come back.
97.1 The Ticket.
You work hard to take care of your vehicle, but there could be a problem lurking under the hood. Engine buildup caused by fuel and oil deposits can keep your vehicle from running its best. Luckily, returning that like-new performance to your car or truck is as easy as a quick stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. For over 65 years, people have trusted Seafoam to instantly clean out engine buildup in cars, trucks, boats, tractors, lawnmowers, and more. Adding Seafoam to your oil or gas will help smooth out a rough idle, restore lost power, and improve fuel economy. For a limited time, buy a 16-ounce can of Seafoam motor treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts for $7.99 each. That's right. Pick up Seafoam motor treatment for $7.99 each only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. It's like tiny nails in the air poke my lungs. I start to cough. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital.
Today, 1 out of 13 children suffer from some form of asthma, accounting for nearly 1/3 of all emergency room visits.
I feel like I'm choking. It's kind of like an elephant is on my chest. A little whistle sound comes out when I breathe.
But while your child may suffer from asthma doesn't have to make your child suffer. There are simple ways you can prevent your child's next attack. To learn more, log on to www.noattacks.org or call your doctor, because even one attack is one too many.
I feel like a fish with no water.
Brought to you by the EPA, the Ad Council, and this station.
What can Family Feud do to a family? I've seen the feud make families cheer, make them dance, but most of all, make families laugh. Name an article of clothing you'd like to see Steve Harvey wear.
A toupee? Sorry.
Family Feud with host Steve Harvey. Got to get your family in on all the Family Feud action.
Watch weeknights back-to-back at 7 and 7:30 on CBS 62.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. The difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. Studies prove that reading to a child regularly dramatically improves reading skills. And kids who read well by 3rd grade are 4 times as likely to graduate. So United Way is calling for 1 million volunteers over the next 3 years. We're asking you to step up, make a pledge, tutor a child who needs help, mentor a kid who needs someone on their side, volunteer to read to children, make a difference. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Entire communities improve. The path to success or failure starts long before graduation day, and the difference between a graduate and a dropout could be you. Be a reader, tutor or mentor, give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge. Go to liveunited.org now. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Register online at 971theticket.com for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Detroit Pistons take on the Atlanta Hawks at the Palace of Auburn Hills February 21st. And tickets are still available at pistons.com. 97.1 The Ticket is proud to welcome Capital Mortgage Funding as partner in the Student Heart Check Program. They'll donate a portion of every mortgage closed to the Student Heart Check Program. Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and MLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender.
The city that drives America listens to America's best sports station.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm, of course, your host, Harvey Freed. We got Alex Nafusi, Harry Glanz. So
now, that's the kind of music that'll wake you up in the morning. I like that. That was good stuff.
I'm glad that goal got waved.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. 2-2 here with about, under 4 minutes to go here?
3.5 left.
All right. 9:45 here this morning if you're just listening in. And, of course, the roads are dry. And thanks for tuning in.
Harvey, why don't you share where you're going on the first week of March?
I am not sharing any of that. I'll allow you guys when I'm out playing hooky here.
Tell us how cool you are.
A couple shows
Tell
here.
us how cool you are and the famous people you hang out with.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll go to Southfield out there. And, Ed, you're thinking about buying a house. You had some situation in the past. Thanks for calling in. Tell us about it.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Ed. How are you?
Good. Me and my wife, we did a short sale on our home about 1.5 years ago. And I got some student loans and she has some student loans. I'm working on mine right now, but we're renting right now. And I think our lease is up in about a year. We just re-signed, but we're looking to buy another home.
What was the scoop on the short sale? What happened?
Well, that's when the economy took a hit and, everything started going down the hill. We paid a little too much for the house, and houses started selling for a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
And we were looking for a way out. The banks wouldn't work with us because we both worked for the bank. And so we just ended up getting with a realtor, and they told us the best way to get out of it was to short sell it.
Did you lose your job or anything? Was there a hardship?
No.
No, yeah.
No.
Well, what happens if you get a new house and the values go down again?
Well, hopefully that won't happen.
First of all, you need 3 years after a short sale. But this is, like I said, I said when I started the show, my wife works downtown, and I think Detroit kicks ass. I'm a local guy, but that's a situation where you can't just bail on a debt because the value goes down. You know how many stocks I own that I got crushed on, that I lost thousands of dollars on. From 2008, I can't get my money back from that. You can't just bail on that. You took a mortgage, you borrowed money, you got to pay it back. If you borrowed $10,000 from Tony Soprano and the deal went, and whatever the venture went bad, you can't not pay him back.
Well, I'm kind of glad that doesn't happen in our world. I'm kind of glad it doesn't happen to us.
Either me or Tony would get whacked.
Hey, listen, man, you sound like a really good dude, and I do want to work with you. Let me call you after the show. Let me run your credit and see what we got to work on. You're going to need 3 years after the short sale, before you get back in the market.
Exactly. It's almost been 2.
All right, so so we'll do something, in 14 months. We're almost there, man. We'll figure something out for you.
Okay.
Thanks for the call, Ed.
Right, sounds good.
See you, man.
So many families ran into that situation. The key is, where are you coming back?
Here's the thing.
No more same mistakes.
Here's the thing. That guy, he's a good dude. I can tell you right now. Not a sketchy guy, not looking to take advantage. But he called the realtor, and the first thing. That's I almost swore for the third time on the show. And the first thing the realtor says is, "Gotta do a short sale." You know why realtors say do a short sale?
Well, they can close
because they get paid. Your credit gets hammered. You're done. They get paid.
We've applauded all the families that have hung in there, and again, we see the appreciation coming back in Southeast Michigan. Many families chose to hang in there and make it work.
That, I'm sure.
So there are those opportunities coming around this spring. Again, some you might not have had equity if you sold it 3, 4, 5 years ago. Underwater, you're in trouble. You're not bringing money to the closing table. Times have changed. Call the local realtor in your neighborhood. Find out what's going on. Get your house on the market. If you want to become a homeowner or step it up a little bit, maybe move the kids into a different school district, whatever it might be sure to give us a phone call. 248-539-9797 or call Capital Mortgage all week long, all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Let's try Mike out there in Sterling Heights. Hey, Mike, welcome to the show.
Mike, what's up?
How you guys doing?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, I'm just calling because I heard that guy from Waterford talking about the PMI,
right?
And I'm so mad about that. I had to go FHA. I bought a home about 8 years ago, paid $180 for it, sold it last year, got about $140 for it, but I had enough equity built up in the house to get something back. I got about like $14,000 at closing, so that I could put that on my next house. But it wasn't enough to go, conventional, so I had to go FHA.
Yeah.
So I got that PMI. That PMI is just making me sick. Dude, I got to get rid of that.
Here's the thing, man. Unqualified mortgage bankers or brokers, as soon as someone says they have less than 10% or 20% down, the first thing they say is you got to go FHA. And it's just not the case, man. We have products at our office. You can go 5% down with no PMI. When did you close on the house, Mike? How long ago?
June 26th last year.
Oh, so it's almost here, coming up on a year. And what was the purchase price?
209.
209, and you put 3.5% down.
Yep.
And everything's good credit wise, right?
777.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna call you. Give me like 20 minutes. I'll give you a call. We'll redo it and we'll drop the PMI because if you bought the house at 209, let's say your PMI is $200 a month, right?
Like 240. I think.
Yeah, dude. I'll call. Give me 20 minutes. I'll call you and we'll figure it out, dude. We'll get you out of that.
Yeah, just thanks for the call, Mike. Real good call.
All right,
again.
thanks. I'll wait to hear from you.
You got it, man. Thanks, Mike.
All right, there's no doubt. Hey, just to clarify that, they call it PMI. PMI is on a conventional mortgage. It's called MIP on the FHA loans. Look, at the end of the day, it's mortgage insurance. It costs you a whole heck of a lot of money. And on FHA loans, they lost so much money with everyone walking away from their homes. So, yeah, they've made it more expensive. That MIP upfront fee, 1.75% on purchases, but the monthly MIP hammers you. And it does make the house payment more. Now, when can you get out of that loan? If you qualify now, if the house has some equity in it, if you bought the house right, great opportunities out there. Be sure to call us at Capital, 1-800-LOW-RATE. You can ask for Alex or Harvey or Harry, whoever you want. We got people in the office all day long.
Overtime.
We definitely want to help you. Oh, okay. The Americans are going to go overtime.
And they're on a power play.
All right, we got the power play. 2-2 tie here. USA versus, see, we're giving a little update
Harry,
here versus the Russians.
I want to give you I was going to say something earlier in the show before all the calls started coming in. I found this article about this builder out in California. And he of course, he owns his own mortgage company also. And I talk about people getting out of their own way. Larry Nicholson, President and Chief Executive Officer of Ryland Group in Westlake Village, California, is pessimistic on this front. Ryland's mortgage unit made 4,000 loans last year with an average credit score of 736. Nicholson would like to see that figure drop to 690 this year.
That's nice.
Why?
Well, he wants to build more homes, wants to get more people in there. Ryland is a very large national builder.
I'm with you. I know who he is, dude. Okay. But I mean, from someone that services their own loans like our firm does, why would you don't want to bring scores down?
No, but that's what, there's talk of doing that. There's a bank, and I'm not going to name the bank right now, that took their credit score down from 640 to 620. So everybody's out there, and the people are saying, well, Harry, why are you advertising that? I'm not advertising that for them. I'm just letting you know that there are going to be certain institutions that are going to go ahead and get back into the same old bad habits. But you have a guy out there that's building homes. He wants more people to qualify and build and go ahead and buy his homes. 720 or 738 to 694. Okay.
Maybe not a big difference, right?
Yeah, I mean, still. But you go down from 640 to 620, you bring all kinds of people in that do not have a history of making their payments on time. Okay?
There's a reason why there's a cutoff on those credit scores.
That's true. It was back in the day, in the mid-'90s, when Bill Clinton wanted to go ahead and increase home ownership. It sounds great. It sounds like a great political move. You want to increase it. But there's a reason why home ownership was in the 62, 63, 64% range. And when you try to get it up to 67, 68%, things happen. Bad things happen.
They sure did, and of course, you lost it again. If your neighbors are moving in and they can't afford the house, we saw what happens. You lose your equity.
I just think that people... sorry,
no, go ahead.
I think the people that I ground through it. Dude, I got married in 2008. I got on the worst day the S&P had in 20 years. That was the day they got married. I mean, and I ground through it.
But it's a long-term thing. All right, it's not a short-term thing.
I just don't... Listen, man. Everyone, I don't think anyone should be homeless. By no means, that's not what I'm saying at all. Some people they're just renters, dude. I mean, you don't get to have a mortgage, man. That's a responsibility. I mean, this winter, my house took a beating this winter, man. I mean, between the ice and the snow and the cold, I mean, it's a responsibility.
No doubt. You quickly find out if your home's insulated when you get that gas bill. There's no doubt about that. 248-539-9797. We might sneak your call in.
Yeah, the pride of home ownership is tremendous. However, there are a lot of things that come to just with that house other than making that monthly payment. All right, taxes, insurance, upkeep, utilities, landscape, all the things that you have to do to be a homeowner. And it's expensive. It's not, it's not cheap.
It's not just that house payment. That's what I say to people. I had this dude the other day that, he called. He's trying to buy this house up in Clarkston. The guy made like $70,000 a year, and he's got a steal on this house up in Clarkston. It's 3,000 square feet and has an in-ground pool. I'm like, dude, bro.
You had a pool, or your dad did.
My parents,
it's a lot of work.
I did. All my father did was complain about the pool. And my dad's a cool guy. He's not a complainer. And he's like, oh, my God, the heater and this and that. Dude, this guy, you better have a lot of disposable income if you have a pool in a 3,000-square-foot house.
Get a piece of the American dream. Become a homeowner. Call us, 1-800-LOW-RATE. That's Capital Mortgage, 1-800-569-7283. That's right. U.S. home prices increase steadily for the last 22 months. Maybe you'll get a piece of that equity in the future.
We can't be done already. Is that music? That's that done music?
That means we're done. We got Caputo coming coming up next.
We're done? How does that happen?
All right. Hopefully the U.S. will pull this one out again. 4 minutes left in the overtime. 2-2 tie. It's been another version of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. I want to thank all the callers for calling in. Be sure to call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Also for Harry Glanz, Alex Nafusi, I'm Harvey Free. We'll see you next Saturday.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services and MLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
2.5 Men presents the Manly Rules. Number 3, always hope for the best.
There is a half-naked woman in our kitchen. Which half?
Number 8, you are what you eat.
Hey, Jake, you ever eaten snails?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, in a restaurant.
No.
Number 16, stick to your principles.
Charlie, you can't go through life partying and humping anything that doesn't shake you off. Yes, I can.
The Manly Rules apply on 2.5 Men all week long.
Watch weeknights at 6:30 on CW50.
No one markets your home more aggressively than me and my team. We spend more money on marketing your home in a single month than most agents spend all year, and that gets results. This is Realtor Jeff Glover.